Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Today, we're going to create a brand new Vue 3 application. We're going to learn how to do this from the Vue documentation. And the first thing we're going to need is Node.js. So I'll put this in the description, but if you go to nodejs.org, you download the installer here by clicking this download node button. Make sure when you run the installer that you do click to add it to the path. So you want Node.js in the path. Else, if you do not do that, then you won't be able to run the npm commands until you manually add it yourself after the installation. So I would recommend allowing the installation to do that for you. With that said, when you have Node.js and npm, or if you already have it, find a directory that you want to use. And then what you're going to do is open up command line. I use terminal in Windows 11. You can right click, and usually there's an option. I know sometimes, depending on the version of Windows, that can be different. If you hold Shift and you right click in any directory of File Explorer in Windows, you will see more options, and you should see Open PowerShell window and Open Terminal, assuming you have both. Click on one of those, and this will come up. For your computer, it'll look a little different probably. Um, but what we're going to do is we're going to run the commands here, make it a little bigger so everybody can read it, that the Vue documentation has. So first thing that it says to do, well, first off, let's read this a little bit and analyze what it's saying. So it's going to show us how to scaffold a single page application using Vue, and the build setup does use Vite. If we dig into that, this is a build tool for the web, so you can dig into what Vite is and how you can configure your dev server when you're running things locally. I have used Vite a lot and I really like it. I've used it in advanced scenarios and just really simply out of the box how it works with the setup that we're going to be using today. So I like it both ways. Anyways, once you have Node.js, it wants us to run this command, which is the npm create view at latest. I'm just going to copy it from clipboard here, and we're going to go back here. We're just going to paste that. We're going to run that. It will then ask you for a project name. So whatever you want to put here would be fine. The package name, I usually just keep this the same. It'll just has it basically as the project name. Do I want TypeScript? In my case, I absolutely do. JSX support, that's up to you. You can search these things and see if you want them. Depending on what you're doing, if you're just practicing for fun, you may or may not want them. I definitely recommend TypeScript and getting familiar with that. View router, typically speaking, I would say yes, but in this case, I'm going to say no. Pinya, I also use that a lot, but we're going to say no in this case. For this simple stuff, no unit testing or end-to-end testing needed. Do we want an ESLint? Sure, that's always nice. And then add prettier for code formatting. Yeah. So now we have uh, so it's done, right? Now we're going to run these things, which it also, if you look at the Vue documentation, it kind of walks us through, shows a screenshot of what we just did. And then it gives you the commands that this also says to do, right? So we have them right here, or you can look at it on the Vue's website. So first off, let's go into that folder, and then let's run npm install. This will install all the dependencies that you need for the application. It'll read them out of the project.json file. So that shouldn't take too long. Okay, so now we have that, and then assuming you don't have the commands memorized, because there is quite a bit of stuff here, so you may not be able to see them anymore without scrolling up. You can go back to the page here. npm run dev would be the next command. This will actually start the application. It's going to show you a few things here. So say Vite. So Vite is the build tool here that it's using, and it does say that. It gives us the URL in the port here. So localhost, obviously it's running locally. It's going to be running on port 5173. Again, just configured straight out of the box. You could change this There may be subsequent videos where I show you how to do that. If anyone's interested in that, let me know. We can go into Vue deeper, but we're not going to do that for this video. If I hold Control and press left click here, I can open it up, and yes, we succeeded. So we read the official documentation, which I will link in the description below, and we have created our first Vue app. So congratulations. If you want to stop it, just Control C here and terminate it. Appreciate everybody joining me today, and we'll see you for the next video.